everyone, and welcome to episode 4 of the Omniverse Chronicles Star Wars, Force, and Destiny. This is our mid-season finale, everyone. I can't believe that we're halfway through the first season of this show. It's incredible. Hi, I am Kim. I'm a cast member on the Crit Show, and I am joined, as always, by a table full of the most incredible players and our guest GM. Go ahead and quickly introduce yourselves.
Hi, everybody. I am Andrew Mours, your guest GM for the Star Wars arc of the Omniverse Chronicles, and it is just a delight to be here.
Hi, I'm Will. I'm pretty much everywhere on the internet as Laugh Analysis, but it's fine. Right now, we're doing Star Wars things. My prep for this entire campaign was watching the prequels and the Family Guy parodies of the original 3 movies, so I think I'm pretty set.
Wow. So much respect for the art.
I love Star Wars.
Hi, Percy Davis, at Big Percy Universe on Twitter, wrestler, commentator, unconscious Jedi. I prepped for this session by going to the gym and then the day before getting kicked in the head in a wrestling ring. So that was real fun. Let's do it. I'm for it.
You didn't have to go method for this person.
It wasn't method. It really was I got kicked in the head and I was like, Jesus Christ, I really do this? Like, wow, okay.
And I'm Rev. You can find me at Rev Deshane and at the Crit Show. What do? I am an occasional guest on a show that Kim hosts called Hold 2, where she asks Game Masters questions from our Discord, and we answer those questions.
You are a lovely guest on that, Revington.
Thank you.
So, Andrew, why don't you take us away?
All right. Well, it's wonderful to get back into this tonight. I am just having the time of my life diving into the imagination sphere of Star Wars with you guys. That is a sentence that should never be said again. The imagination sphere of Star Wars. I feel like I've insulted both Walt Disney and George Lucas, but anyway, I would like to start.
The term Imagineering. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Will.
I said they coined the term Imagineering, so I think they'd probably be fine with it.
Probably. Well,
sorry.
I don't know if you all can hear this, but my child in the background is very sad about the joke I just made. And hopefully that will get dealt with at some point. But I would like to start off tonight by talking.
Someone else will deal with that.
I have people for that, don't worry.
Got that in the budget.
I would like to start off this week by talking a little bit about the character progression in this game. So the way things work in Star Wars is similar to the way things work in most RPGs. Once you finish a session, you are awarded experience. Where that differs from other RPGs is that you can then immediately spend that experience to improve your character. So after every session, you can take the experience points that you've gotten and immediately take new talents, take new force powers, improve your skills, and by the next session, you're a more powerful Jedi than you were before. So I want to kick it to everybody and see if there's anything interesting, anything cool, anything you're excited about that you've taken for your character since we started this game that you would like to share with the audience.
So this is something that I have to ask Andrew about when it happens. But I did get improved reflect, which means that when I'm shot at, if that shot from the other character or the NPC generates either a failure or 3 threats, I can reflect that shot into another target at medium range.
Nice.
Ooh. That's when reflect starts to get really fun in this game. Because, I mean, we've all seen, well, Will hasn't seen it, but we've all seen Star Wars movies where a Jedi or somebody gets shot at and it gets reflected off the lightsaber and destroys a droid or something like that. So, wow, I cannot wait till you pull that out.
Where was that at last session, big guy? Where was that at last session?
I just got it. Yeah, I just got it.
And the
That's
way
what I
this works,
studied while I was in the back to tank. I was meditating on that.
and speaking of back to tanks, because I know this question is going to get asked, yes, mechanically, you could use this on a back to tank that gets thrown at you. And I know you're probably sitting there thinking, how in the world could I do that physically? It's impossible. But I would like to say the words, the Force. So someone hurls a massive piece of equipment at you, that's a ranged attack. You can use your reflect power and redirect that back to tank into somebody else. So, wow.
Super
They-
real. Nah.
Real quick question: if they have the same power, could they then do it back to you, and then you've got like an old school like Link versus Ganondorf thing going on from
Like
Ocarina of Time?
volleyball.
No,
Oh,
they could not, because you are not rolling to do so. You are using a piece of their roll to do it. So there's no way for it to be a volleyball match. I'm sorry, Will. I know that's the direction you wanted this to go.
I'm gonna be honest.
And
I was like my entire class that I have doesn't get any reflect. I was considering multi-classing just for that. I want to play badminton.
well, we are not going to play badminton. We're not going to play volleyball. We're going to play Star Wars.
Oh
So-
yeah, you're right.
What
I'm out.
What Factory 5?
who else has got something cool that they want to talk about?
First, come on, you got something?
Me.
Oh, okay.
So, I spent my experience points after last session, before this one, upgrading my force power, my misdirect force power. So previously, you've seen me use it to make a chosen target unable to be perceived. So I basically can make anything like invisible and like doesn't make sound and things like that. I've now gotten a little bit of a finer control over that force power. So now I can change the perceived appearance of a person or an object. So I can do some like disguises, or I can make someone perceive an illusory person or object. So I have a lot more tools in my toolbox with that force power. I'm very excited.
That is awesome. And we've already seen misdirect come in handy 2 episodes ago. So yeah, I can see a lot of ways you're going to be using that in the future.
Yeah.
All right, Percy, Will, you got anything you want to talk about, ways that your character is improving as we go along?
Do you want to do it or shall I?
Oh, you know, you first.
That's not
You first.
okay.
Because you go. Yeah, after you.
Cool. Sure, I'll take it. It's something that I used last session, but some things that I've taken include an ability called Natural Blade Master, as my Kane is good at exactly one thing, and that is being strong and hitting things. So I got the skill Natural Blade Master means that I can once per session re-roll any one lightsaber or melee check. So if I miss a crucial roll, nah, I'm good. I can try again.
So
I've
good.
also maxed out one of the force power trees for one particular alignment, but I won't say what that gives me until it becomes relevant, which will be almost immediately. I'll save that for later.
I am excited. I did not expect anyone to max out a force power tree this quickly. There's a lot you can buy into with those.
It's not like the very because you know in this particular power there's like 3 trees and it's the shortest one of the 3 trees, but it's still maxing one out, right? I haven't bought everything from this one power. That would be insane. Like
Awesome.
a leg of it.
Which leg? Like the left leg, the right leg, the third left leg, the third right leg, or the fourth
The
right
center
leg?
leg.
What are
Easy.
numbers? What's math? Easy, yay,
Easy.
Come on. The reason I roll these dice with funky symbols on them is so I don't have to do math. Like, that's the joy of this system.
Big brain. So I actually got extra experience because at the beginning of this fun little adventure, apparently we got a free force power, and so I was in debt for something I didn't need to be in debt for. So Utabu now has 5 ranks and a force power that I will not be revealing.
Okay.
That is fair. We're not going to know about this until you decide to throw your own back to tank or
I was gonna say, is this
Dive
force like
into battle.
survive back to tank?
all of a sudden you're just going to blast lightning at your enemies and
Could you imagine?
Utama goes like full like zero reverse instantaneously.
I don't know how I did this. Oh, it's really cool though.
Someone help me. I don't think I can stop it.
I
will
cannot
say-
turn this off.
All I know
The
is that
idea-
Kanan's dead.
No, I
The
think if I
idea-
shock him a second time, he comes back. Hold up. Nope, he's definitely not.
His head
Okay.
just blew up.
now I'm torn. At first I was like, the idea of Darth Utambu is just too good to pass up, but now the idea of Defibrillator Utambu is just as good.
There are two sides. Remember, there are two sides of the lightning strike. One of them very helpful. The other one not so
Force
much.
must remain in balance.
Speaking of the balance and
Oh.
good and evil,
Oh,
Oh, this one.
I think it's time we resolve the conflict and morality from last week's session.
Yay.
A couple of you made a couple of decisions that generated a little bit of conflict. Let's start with Utambu, who tapped into the dark side of the Force in order to accomplish something. Now, true, you were goaded into it, but you still did it. You generated 2 conflict last session for your character. Laura,
yes.
you can rest easy. Yes,
thank
you shot
God.
someone in the back, but that was me adding flavor to what you were doing. It was not your intention.
Whew, okay,
You generated no conflict.
cool.
Neither did Rendul through any of your actions. But Kanan,
Yeah, boys. Let's go.
last week, we had one of the most beautiful cinematic moments of this game that I think I've experienced. And that is Kanan walking across this med bay to the unconscious body of this woman whose name he does not even know and slicing off her hand.
Yeah, boys.
Now, you did it for theoretically good reasons. I mean, you wanted to protect yourself, you wanted to protect your friends, but when you go to extreme measures and think that the ends justify the means, that is when your character starts to slip down the morality tree. You gained 8 conflict from that
Ooh.
action. So now, I'm going to need you each to roll a d10. Kanan, Will, what did you get? And if you say a 10, I'm going to just lean through this computer and smack your English face.
No, I rolled an 8.
So your morality does not move. The
Mysteriously.
conflict generated and the roll you just made cancel each other out.
I'll send you the screen cap, man. It's great.
I believe you. I was really only going to go postal if you still went up in morality.
That was close. If I rolled a 9, I'd have gone up by 1. I'd be like, ha
Aiden remains a good boy. A good boy. How about Laura? The only way you can go is up. What did you roll?
I got a 6.
A 6. Awesome. How about Utambu?
I got a 9.
And Utambu continues to be the best boy. Tell me, now we take 2 away from that because of the conflict you generated, and you go up by 7, but where does your morality sit right now? Because you were already real high.
83.
83. Wow.
I'm a heckin' good.
I think we should establish the over-under right now on if Percy maxes out his character's morality in this game. Because it's possible.
You might.
You just ascend to the plane of existence.
Just immediate Force Ghost.
Chat
Now, how
says
about...
Jedi Pope.
The space.
Do I
boat.
get that cool hat, please? It's where I
You
have
have
my
one.
lightsaber.
You have one
I
already.
have one.
You bought it for your disguise.
I do have the. It goes
Wearing
on the giant
those?
purple hat.
Did we change back into our normal costumes? Or are we still wearing the
That's
dumb,
it, we
huge
didn't
hats and
establish
stuff?
that either. Are we still in disguise? Did I really just get my ass beat in a white crop top and a giant purple hat?
One can only hope. Now, Rev, how about Rendell?
I got an 8, which brings me to 71. I am now a light side paragon.
Oh, wow. So has anyone else hit that threshold, Laura or Kanan?
Nope.
I'm 4 below it. If I'd have rolled good enough, I'd have been so close.
I'm
Wow.
also 4 below it.
Hey!
So we now have 2 light side paragons on the team. And that means you get 2 extra light side points in the Destiny pool. So why don't we go ahead and roll for that pool right now? Let's see what we give ourselves to work with.
All I'm saying is the force is pretty with me today,
Oh
guys.
yeah.
That's just one force.
Never
die.
mind.
Just 1 force die. Will, what'd you get?
I got instant karma. I said the force is with us this time, and then I rolled 2 black.
Beautiful.
All right. I'm balancing it out with 2 light side.
Hey!
All right. First,
I'm here to unbalance it and give us 2 light sides.
Hey!
Hey!
1 dark side.
1 dark side.
We got 3
So this is the largest pool we have ever had. 6 light, 3 dark. So I'm going to challenge you guys. Be thinking of ways that you can spend those light side points in game, because I want to see them used. And I mean, I did my job and used 3 dark side points last week. So
I
just
spent
putting
3
it
to
out
put
there.
that. I spent 3 to put a hand back on. Having regrets.
Stop.
Can you remind us how those can be used?
So yeah, so there are little mechanical ways that you can use them. You can use them at any point to upgrade your dice pool once. So you can use one to flip a green to a yellow as you're making a roll. Or you can just flip them narratively when you think of something that would be useful, something that would be great. So I'll tell you, like, I flipped 3 dark side points last week to give you 3 droids that you had to fight in addition to her. I didn't have a number in my head or a plan for what was going to happen, but that's really the level of effect that you can think of. I flipped 1-to-1 to give you an adversary. So, well, I don't think narratively it would necessarily make sense for you to flip one to have a light side droid show up for you, because I can't think of a way that that would make sense in the story. That's kind of the level of effect that you could use. So, and you can flip more of them to have a greater effect for what you want. So say Kanan is missing a hand or something like that. You can't flip 3 of them to say his hand is back, but you could maybe flip 3 of them to have a way to get him a prosthetic hand available to you. You could flip them to have, like, say, oh, there's this doctor I know that specializes in that on this planet that we, this is where we can go, this is what we can do.
Only there
That
was a
sort of
spare
thing.
hand lying around somewhere.
I mean, if you flipped 3 of them and you're in a med bay like this, I would say sure. Yeah, we find a prosthetic hand in here.
I remember that we've got a spare, like, severed hand just kind of knocking around at the moment. That's where I was going with that. But your suggestion is way more sensible. Thank you.
And the conventional wisdom too is also, if the pool is all light side, you can just flip them all to win. And if it's all dark side, I can flip them all to blow up your planet. So be careful not to let that happen. Now, Kim, I think it's time to roll the crawl.
All right.
we open up on the bubbling water of a Bacta tank. We see a figure in this tank bent in an uncomfortable angle, a wrist and an ankle bound together with binders. This woman breathes through a rebreathing tube that goes up out of the tank, and most of her face is hidden behind an ornate black and green mask. Her flowing robes flutter all around her in this water, creating a presence almost larger than life. And we're going to look behind the mask for a moment, into her mind. We're seeing from her perspective the hazy outline of everything in this room. Think of it like echolocation. When a dolphin or a bat yells out and they get a picture of where everything is, there's no color. There's no definite shapes. It's just a fuzzy impression of everything around her. We see Rendul, we see Kanan, we see Utambu, all resting in tanks themselves. And the outline of Laura Solaris sitting against the wall of this room. And then a pulse or a shockwave just emanates out from the figure of Laura that we see, reverberating across the room all around her. And it is felt by this woman as Laura gasps and sees something she did not expect on her datapad. Laura, as you have been digging through the HoloNet, trying to find information about your brother, Kip, who was mentioned by your friend, you find a warrant for his arrest because of his known association with the Thrax Syndicate. Laura, what do you want to do?
I know that Pax said that he hasn't been able to get a hold of Kip for at least 4 months, but I'm gonna try him on my comlink. I don't know if maybe there's some sort of back channel that I know that he sometimes uses, but I just want to try to get in contact with him.
So if you want to try and do this in a covert way, why don't you go ahead and roll me an average skullduggery check?
Okay. So that's... One success, 2 advantages.
Okay. So your success is that you're able to go through channels that you know that this will be undetected. Now, I know this is just making a call, but are there any good things that you want to come out of this
Ooh.
right now that you can think of for your advantages? I know it's a tough role to pull something out from, but if there's not, then you can basically hold on to them and spend them in the middle of the conversation.
Sure. Okay, I'll do that.
Okay. So you go in and you run through these channels and a face pops up on your comlink. You see a young man, around 27, with longish hair pulled back across his face, staring up at you. He says, "Little sis."
Kip, what have you gotten yourself into?
What do you know? What have you heard?
You're working with the Thrax Syndicate? You know what they are, right?
You want to tell me? You seem like you have a clear idea.
They're Force users, but not the good kind. Kip, I think that you're mixed up in something that you don't know anything about.
Look, if you're talking about the new lady who's in charge and her brother, like, they're getting stuff done. I mean, we have the Correts on the run. It is nuts. We are ruling this part of Coruscant right now. I mean, you should come and join. There's nothing we can't do.
This doesn't sound like you, Kip. I think you're in danger. I think that you're in way over your head. Where are you right now?
You know the Old Jedi Temple?
Yeah, I'm familiar with it.
Yeah, I mean, that's where we're holed up right now. I mean, if you're on the planet, come on by. I can get you in. I mean, I can introduce you to Torsion. I think you'll like her. I think she'll like you.
No, don't
Spe-
say anything about me. Kip, I'm not just on the planet. I'm in the temple.
What? Where?
Yeah, Are you alone right now?
Hang on. And you see his face moving a little bit as he walks. All right, yeah, I'm alone. What's going on?
Okay, we're up in the med bay. Me and a couple of other Jedi. We got into a pretty nasty fight with a Force user with the butterfly mask. She really messed up my friends.
Oh my God, Torsion was just asking where Kadal got to.
Okay, well, definitely don't say up on the med bay.
Is she... Did you kill her?
No, she's still alive.
Oh my God. Look, you might want to get out of here, Laura.
Yeah.
I'm gonna level with you. Like, I know you're tough. I wouldn't try to take you in a fight, but you can't fight these guys.
Kip, we don't really have a choice. We're here to take the temple back. That's why you need to get out of there. Now, I love you, and you're my brother, and I trust you, and I know that you're a good person. You have to get out of there.
Now, Kim, you have a couple advantages.
Mm-hmm.
If you want, I'll let you spend those in conversation. Instead of rolling things like charm checks and things, if you want to try and convince him of things, you can spend advantages on that. I just don't want to get too far into the conversation and take away that impetus from you before we continue.
Sure. I'll spend those advantages to try to get him to see things my way.
Okay. Well, why don't you tell me exactly what you want him to see, him to believe, him to do?
I want him to not tell his bosses where we are.
I'd call that one.
2-1.
One other advantage.
Man. Boy. I don't even think that even with an advantage, Laura could necessarily get Kip out of a job that he wants to do, but I kind of want to spend my other advantage to have the opportunity to, like, continue communicating with him, like leaving this channel open so that I don't have to keep rolling skullduggery checks to talk to him.
I think that's awesome, and I think that fits very well with the role that you made.
Yeah.
So I actually like that a lot because that doesn't blend different roles too much.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. It's like, look, relax. I'm not going to tell anyone you're here, but why do you have to mess up a good thing? I told you we are ruling this part of Coruscant right now. The Korrats are on the run. Like, they can't do anything about us right now. Like, the Tyrak Syndicate, it's good. Like, we're doing the best in smuggling, arms dealing. Like, I know you don't approve necessarily of all that stuff, but...
Look, I left the planet for a year. I didn't become a completely different person. It's like, listen, I know you're going to do whatever you want to do. I'm just saying, as your sister who loves you, maybe consider working for a different group.
Or what? Is there some big hammer that's going to come down?
4 lightsabers.
And I'm telling you, as your brother who loves you, you don't want any part of this.
I may not want to be a part of it, but I am, Kip. How's Mom? Is she okay?
Yeah. Mom's fine. She's fully recovered.
Recovered.
Oh, that's right. You weren't here. Yeah, she came down with a real bad case of I forget what it's even called. But she was down for a couple of months. We didn't think she was going to pull through there, but hey, she's doing better. She's on the road to recovery.
Good. That's good. That's really good.
Should really call her or maybe stop in, see how she's doing. I think she'd love to see you.
Yeah, I'm not the one that disappeared for 4 months. Pax said he hasn't been able to hear from you and that you're not picking up your channels.
Just because I don't talk to Pax doesn't mean I don't talk to Mom.
Yeah, I know you're not
Come on.
completely heartless.
Not completely.
Keep this open, okay?
Yeah, will do.
Okay. I love you.
Love you too.
Don't do anything stupid that you haven't already. I know that that's a difficult bar for you to clear, but
I won't if you won't.
I will hang up.
I was wondering how far we would go there. I mean, just like in real life, no one wants to say goodbye. We'll just keep going from thing to thing.
Now you hang up first.
But the hologram disappears in front of you. And you know that, I mean, Kip has no intention of leaving at this moment. You feel a stirring in the Force. All of the sudden, as you sit there, the well of emotions of this family interaction is still weighing on you, and you feel something cut through that. Almost like a little shock wave reverberating off of you. You turn, and you see gently pulling the figure of this woman in the back to tank, gently pulling her arm and her leg back and forth, as if testing the bindings that you've put on her.
Oh, so she's conscious?
She's making movements as if she is. You never know. This could be just an unconscious or subconscious thing, but you get that sense.
It's Houdini disease where you test your binds
Just
while
constantly.
your bindings while you sleep. Yeah.
When you're in a back to tank, can you like hear what's going on? Like, can I try to talk to this person?
Typically, no. I mean, it's just like if you were underwater, you hear things kind of far off, and the general impression of what's being said around you, but you couldn't pick out words.
Cool. Then yeah, I'm just going to hold my blaster. Like I'm not gonna point it at her. Like she's like still restrained right now. I just want to make sure that I have it. And I get up from where I was sitting against the wall, and I think I just go over there and just stare at her like a really great guard.
So, She continues pulling against her bindings until you get over to her back to tank. And then all movement ceases. Her other arm goes limp, and she appears to just be floating in the Bacta. How long do you stay there? How long do you watch her? Is that just going to be your new place of guarding?
Oof. Maybe if I can like sort of post up where I can keep an eye on her and then also watch the doorway.
I think that totally makes sense.
Okay.
Because one thing that I should note is that this is kind of the evening. Think of it as a night's rest. This conversation with Kip has happened, but everyone else has to recover for hours in these back to tanks. And at some point, we're going to fast forward through these hours. But I want to get a sense of exactly what Laura's intentions are and what she's doing, because I want to be able to react appropriately.
So are there any penalties for like not taking a night's rest? Is there like exhaustion that I've got to deal with, or
You know something?
yeah?
There probably is.
Yeah?
I can't think of it at the time.
Cool.
So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to homebrew something real quick on this because I can't think of anything in the book. For any physical checks that you do, if you do not sleep tonight, any physical check that you try to make, take a setback die on it. Athletics checks, coordination checks, lightsaber checks, things like that. All mental checks, like skullduggery, lore, knowledge, all that jazz, should be just fine. But physical, take a setback die.
That's very tempting, but I'm already not the most brawny member of our party. So, oh, yeah, I think I'm just going to post up near her back to tank and sleep. But, oh man, hope I wake up with all of my equipment still on me and her still very much in that tank.
So, in this scene, could we flip some force points to have something happen?
Yes.
How many force points would it be for the back to tank that she's in to sense her being awake and give her some anesthesia to help her sleep while she heals?
I'm going to say 1.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Hack the tank just reaches out and it's like, zzz.
Zzz.
She's like, what the?
Hell
That
yeah.
that weirdly sounds medically wildly unethical, but in Star Wars, I believe it.
Yeah.
Sleepy child detected. It's like, wait, time out.
No, no, no.
What is the right word, too? Like, I want to say narcotic. That's not the right word. I was about to say a mild narcotic is released, and I feel like that's really going to a gray area. What's
Pump
the
it
word?
full of
Like,
Benadryl. A sedative.
A sedative.
sedative.
A
That's
sedative.
it. Give him a sedative.
I like that. So yeah, so then I will try to get some rest.
All right. And so I think we're going to rewind time just a little bit. As Laura is sitting and watching the figure in this tank, a light flashes on the Bacta tank and a mild sedative is released into the water around her. And her arm falls limp. And Laura, I think, realizes this and smiles to herself. And you can sleep soundly knowing that you're going to be okay.
Cool.
So we're going to move forward several hours into the next day. Rendul, your eyes flutter open. You move your arm a little bit, try and stretch, and you feel that your wounds have healed. You're feeling 100% better. You can see through the bubbles in the water the image of this woman asleep in her bag to tank. You can see next to you Utambu in his, and Kanan still asleep near this woman. Sitting in a recumbent position is Laura.
What?
Near the
I thought I
tank.
was in the. I thought I was in the tank because I got nearly killed last session.
Did I not say that?
You said I was next. No, yeah, I went in the tank. You just said I was sleeping next to it. I was like, really? With my 3 wounds left?
Yes,
Like,
that's what I meant. Kanan, the good boy, is curled up like a little Pomeranian outside of the back to tank.
Just bleeding out wildly.
No, you are in a tank as well. And Laura is reclined, gently asleep near these back to tanks as well. The tank, since we've established this lore about back to tanks, the tank senses that you are fully recovered. Since it can tell if you're sleeping and knows when you're awake and
It
knows if
senses
you've
you're
been
awake
bad or
and
good.
puts you back to sleep.
I was gonna say, yeah, like just he wakes up. Wow, no, he doesn't.
But
It
some
can
of them
tell-
are the older models, so it doesn't actually have a sedative. It just has a mallet. And it's like, don't worry, we'll fix that. That's what the back
I
is
lo-
for.
And see, I'm picturing like one of those boxing gloves on it, like a spring-loaded thing. Just and out you go. But Rendul, you hear the lock release. Sorry, this should not be funny, but now that I'm thinking through all of this, I'm thinking of how utterly horrifying the thought is for you to be locked in a back to tank,
That's fine.
just at like the back to tank's whim. And the machine will decide when you're allowed to be released.
Like I said, it's wildly unethical. It's horrifying.
We're approaching Skynet territory here, and it is
Yeah.
horrifying. But the
No
mechanism
doctors, only
opens up.
Only
It's
back
taking way too long to get you out of this tank.
I get out of the tank.
You get out of
Rambunctious
the tank.
children get the NyQuil dip. Oh, chat.
And
Don't
as
beat
you
me
are
up.
as you are climbing out, you see Utambu's eyes open as well in his tank. I'm going to pass it over to you, Rev. What do you want to do?
I think that as I see Utambu's eyes open, I just kind of give just a little knock on the glass, and a nod, and then as he's kind of going through the process of waking up and being unlocked, I just want to go stand in front of the tank that has this woman in it and kind of examine her.
Why don't you go ahead and give me an easy xenology check?
Must be nice having 2 screens. Being able to just go,
I wish.
One success.
Success. So one thing you notice about this woman, I don't think we discussed this actually in-game at all last week, but she is a Miraluka, which is a near-humanoid race of sentient beings that have no eyes, but see through the Force. It is one of those rare races across the galaxy where every person is Force sensitive, because that's just how they survive. So you know that a Miralukan Force user, while not rare, is also typically one that is more in touch with the Force itself and can tend to be more powerful than the average Force user, because that's just how they perceive the entire world around them. So you see the mask on her, and it clicks on you that that's what it means. She's a Miraluka.
And historically, just through the experience that we've had, where do they tend to fall on the scale when they are Force sensitive?
You know that they don't historically have an affiliation. There have been Miralukan Jedi before. It's not an uncommon thing, but the vast majority of them do not join the Jedi Order. They're just living. So you know that historically they don't necessarily tend one way or the other.
Okay.
As you stand there looking at her, though, you're looking her up and down, the ornate robes she's wearing, the mask on her face, her hair that is just gently wafting through the water. She looks completely unconscious and helpless as you stare at her. Her arm is pulled far behind her, bound to her ankle. Utambu, you wake up and start climbing out of your own back-to-tank. You were nearly crushed last week. You came very close to death itself. In fact, the last thing you remember is a tank flying across the room at you, and now you see Rendul standing and staring at this woman. You see Kanan in a back-to-tank himself. You see Laura asleep across the room. What's going through your mind? What's happening with Utambu?
It's a bittersweet emotion because as Utambu sees that everyone is alive, because once again, the last thing he remembers is a back to tank flying into his face. So even the waking up process was jolting. He didn't know where he was, what was happening, what became of his friends. And when Rendul knocked and he made eye contact with Rendul and was able to take in all the environment and his friends alive and the Miralukan captured, there's almost relief just washes over him, but he now understands the scale of the opponents that they're going to face. And as a leader, he is disappointed more in himself than anything else. So as he gingerly makes his way out and kind of like starts to like compose himself, he'll look into the reflection of the back to tank, and you'll see that the makeup that I applied is smeared off and gone. And seeing his bare face, he almost doesn't recognize himself. Why did this happen? Is the question that keeps going through his head.
Utambu, you all right?
I am glad you are all okay. I am sorry I was not there for you all.
I wouldn't beat yourself up for it too much. Remember, you're supposed to be the heart, and I'm supposed to be the eyes. We got blindsided.
It was my pride. I thought I could reach her. I could change her mind, make her realize what was going to happen was foolish, and there are people out there, Rendul. They are just too powerful to reason with.
I've never heard of one of their kind being a Sith. I even hate saying the word. I can't believe we make it off planet and we finally encounter another Force user and she almost takes us all out. Come here for a second and take a look inside this tank.
And Tomba will make his way over and gaze upon the woman alongside Rendul.
And I look down at Laura sleeping and kind of get a little closer to Utambu so we can whisper. Do you notice that she's missing something? And I indicate to the arm that ends in a stump.
What happened? Were you able to disarm her? No pun intended.
No, you went down, and it became it became a fight to stay alive, and we got her down. The frustration of it all, of possibly losing you. Kanan, he took her hand. I don't mean in the fight, Utambu.
No. No, not Kanan. I understand he's rash and potentially energetic and such, but you're
We have to
serious.
remember that high emotions run deep both ways. I'm not the person to advise you on this. I wish I was. But I just want you to know.
And like with that, like as Rendua was talking to Utambu, like Utambu's eyes would turn over to Kanan, and almost instinctually he would reach out and try to get a sense of what Kanan is feeling. And I think that is the sense the current emotional state of one living being. Is he wants to see what did this. He wants to get a semblance of an idea.
Go ahead and roll me a sense check.
Oh boy, my favorite thing to do. One light side.
Kanan, what is going through your mind? How are you feeling?
Kanan feels. I think he. How specific does the power get? Is it like his entire inner monologue, or is it just like a vague emotional?
This is just the basic one. This is just the emotional state. Just what are you feeling? No, I don't need thoughts. It's like
So right now it would be whatever he's currently dreaming about, and then how that's making him feel.
how does that make you feel?
Yeah, I think in
Any issues
his
with your father?
currently as he's sleeping, I think right now Kanan is dreaming about everything that he wanted to be. And
Well, if you don't mind, I'm going to interject here. Could you roll me a force die?
sure. Oh god, please don't scream me. Oh, one light side.
Okay. Go ahead and continue with what you were describing.
Okay. I think he's thinking of he's currently dreaming about it's like tales of heroism that he grew up on, and I think he is seeing himself in the lead. And I think his current emotional state that you would get from the power is one of kind of confident positivity. But I think this is something you wouldn't get. But in the dream, he has these dreams all the time, right? But this dream is like a little bit less joyous than the previous ones. Like maybe because maybe when you like dream of like doing crazy stuff, you don't dream about all the blood. You just dream about doing the heroic deed. But this dream's got a blood in it now. But he still feels confident and positive. Like yes, amazing, great, wonderful. But that's also like his dream emotion rather than if he was awake, right? So it's a little bit tainted by that.
Yeah.
Does that
And
satisfy your the rules of the power, Mr. DM,
yes.
sir?
Yes. And as the connection starts to fade, Utambu just like looks over to Rendul. He is passionate. And he believes in himself so fully. I would want to call it arrogance and pride, as many others would have, but to be so self-assured, especially in acting to protect us, I am confident we can guide him, Rendul. This was a terrible lapse of judgment, and we will let him know, but it is as much my fault as it is his. I was his leader, and I was not there for him.
I put my hand on Utambu's shoulder.
Ew.
That's rude. Be gone, peasant.
I don't remember what I was gonna say.
I'm so sorry.
You put
You
your
get-
hand.
You
on
get no
Utambu's
emotional support from me now.
It just get the hand. It's just the hand.
Just the hand. I put my hand on your shoulder and say, "We'll fucking see." So what are we gonna do with her?
That is a good question. I kind of thought we were just dead. I'm not going to lie. I saw the light and I thought, you know what? It's about right. However, she knows much more in regards to all of this than she ever revealed to me. She does not believe the Jedi can succeed, but that is usually a sign that they have failed someone before. We need to talk to her some more. Get information about the rest of the Jedi Temple. Who is here? What other surprises are going to happen for us? We need to be ready.
She
And
wasn't all that
almost-
open. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
She wasn't all that open to talking to us before. That was before we relieved her of her good hand.
And almost as if in response to what you guys have been saying about her, you feel you hear a tapping and see her hand is now stretched out and touching the back to tank in front of her.
Well, it looks like that conversation will be happening sooner than expected.
And Laura, you start awake at the sound.
Hey, you two okay?
Yeah.
Good, good. How long has she been like that?
Just now, when we were talking about her.
I have to retract that. I'm sorry. She's not knocking with her hand because her hand is bound behind her, tied to her ankle. She's knocking with the stump
Cool.
of her arm. And that's all. Continue your conversation.
Mm-hmm. I think she wants to fist bump.
Rendul. I already made one inappropriate joke, indeed.
Yeah, that's fair.
We're going to have to let her out, though. How is Kanan? And he's going to try to examine his wound, see how much
So-
longer we got on the Kanan, huh? How much...
I can answer. So, how much down was Rendul?
Like 4 or 5 hit points.
How much down were you?
All.
12.
Well, what number is that? 12. Okay.
Yeah, 12.
Oh, one more hour. 1 more hour.
Cool.
So that was down 13.
You would
Still
see
up
a
80.
giant number on the side too, just
Just
counting
ticking.
down.
99 minutes,
Realistically
28
speaking,
seconds.
yeah. Back to tanks take an hour per wound. I think in Rendul's case, you also just slept in there as well.
Yeah.
You were healed, and then you and Utambu woke around the same
It's
time.
like, oh, this is nice. I'm just gonna stay in here. It's safe in here.
You actually woke up the 4 hours deep, but then you're like, nah, man, this is great. Are you serious? It's like
I
a
grabbed the needle and put it into my neck.
stop. Oh my god. But I guess the unlocking mechanism would have let her out already, correct? If she's all the way healed, or she's just conscious. I guess.
But she is also bound. You look and you see that her tank is unlocked, since that's something we've established about back to tanks.
Utambu then would, I guess, if there's like a staircase or ladder or whatever it is, like go up to the top of it and reach in and help her out.
Oh.
You go and lift her out, and it's very difficult. Her hand bound to one of her ankles. She has trouble getting any kind of grip because she doesn't have another hand that she can steady herself with. So she's leaning very heavily on you, and you manage to pull her out to kind of a sitting position on the edge of the back to tank. Do you want to get her down further? I mean, she can't really walk in this condition.
And he's just like, as he's kind of just staring into the mask, you're not going to throw any more back to tanks at me, correct?
It depends on what you do. Does it not?
I'd just like to point out, it did not end well for you. And he will scoop her up and take her down so that she can stand. Well, on one leg, rather.
She leans back against the back of the tank. I did not expect you to spare my life. Why? Why did you?
I had no say in it. It is these two you would want to ask.
The Jedi. We take lives when we have to. We don't know you. We don't know what you're doing here. We're here with a purpose, and it seems like you've got a story that we could hear. You look uncomfortable. I have the impression from our earlier encounter that regardless of your hands being free, you could still do the things that you could do to us earlier.
Yes, I could.
And I'll indicate to Laura to unlock her.
Please hold still. I don't want to break these. They cost me 25 credits. And I want to release her from the binders.
Flinches as you take it off. Her hand, she stumbles backwards a little bit, finding her footing once again, and she starts feeling the stump where her other arm used to be. She clutches it tightly to her chest. Now what? You did not save me just to kill me now. I can feel as much as that. What do you want? What do you think you will get out of this?
We want to know why you are here. And who else is here? Why fortify a temple, especially as a force user? There's a deeper meaning than gang warfare.
Are you working with the Tyrax Syndicate?
Yes, that was their name, wasn't it? They are just muscle now. Torsion thought they could be useful.
Portia.
Yes, Torshin Clow. She is. She fancies herself the most powerful person left in the galaxy now. I do not doubt that she is correct.
It's high praise for someone who just took out 4 Jedi. In training, mind you.
Well, I know a little of the Force, and I use it. I am not really a fighter. I am not a warrior as you. My function is to see, for I see things very well.
And what is it you are needed to see then?
I want you to go ahead and roll me a charm check or a coercion check. And I'm going to call this a charm check primarily because it seems like you guys are being nice. If at any point you don't become nice, it becomes coercion. Wait a minute. Yes, coercion.
Yeah, that's what I'm all right at.
See.
Now, the charm check is going to be against her corresponding skill. So you're going to be rolling 2 reds and 2 purple.
Oh
great.
my.
2 reds and 2 purples.
And can
got
I aid him in any way?
Yes,
With your
you
puppy dog
absolutely can.
Okay.
This is something where
hmm.
I would encourage you guys, don't just take the dice pool as it first appears. Find ways to improve it. Find ways to help one another. If you need to, flip a light side point. And I'm not saying that this role has to succeed or anything like that, but when you're going to encounter things like this, where things seem very difficult in this game, but you have tools at your disposal that you can use here, assisting or the light side, things like that.
Can
I-
we both assist, or is that just one person?
You can, you just have to justify it to me narratively.
Yeah, if I was the one that removed the binders, I think I'm still near her, just like helping her sort of stay upright and stay a little steady, just like supporting her.
I like that.
And I think that as they are having this conversation, I'll go over and like take a sheet off of an old piece of equipment or something and bring it over so that she can sit down.
All right, so that gives you 2 blue dice to your check, Percy.
Sick. So it's 2 red, 2 purple,
Mm-hmm.
and 2 boost. And I would like to flip.
Aim.
I'd like to aim. My compliment. I go. I give her the look.
Ooh.
Is this the look? Is this the look? No. Tapping
Little
into
something,
a little something, something, like blue steel, it's whatever.
It's a bit weird. It's all cool.
Tapping
Go ahead.
into. Oh no, I think you have something hilarious to say, please.
No, just that I am currently experiencing how she sees the world with
Oh, so
my
you can't
hood
see.
pulled down over my face.
right.
So that look you're giving, I can see it sort of through this hood, but it's all fuzzy and kind of outlined. So I'm like, yes, please give her that look because I'm seeing it as she sees it.
See, she doesn't see it though. She feels it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she feels it.
Ooh,
But
Blue Steel is a spiritual experience.
with that, speaking of feelings, with our minds having connected at one point, her welcoming into it, I would like to flip one of our light sides to upgrade one of my die.
Beautiful.
All right, kids, let's see what we got. Yeah. 2 successes, 1 triumph, 4 threats.
Cool. Cool.
Wonderful.
My dark,
Cool.
sorry, my dark side girlfriend comes with a little bit of baggage. What can I say?
She flings herself at you. That
Tamu
is the
has got
triumph.
mad game though.
Oh God, not
It's
that
got mad
game.
game.
And she looks up because the question you asked was, what were you supposed to see? She looks at you and she turns to Rendul. Says, you have both already seen it. Its echoes are upon you. You have what we are looking for. She gestures to Rendul. You have a map. You have the original design. Do you know what stands underneath this temple? Beneath the room of 1,000 fountains.
I've seen the layouts of it and seen vague descriptions, but many of the words are lost in translation, some of the information.
Those who originally built this place are long dead. Their civilization, their culture, are gone. Only a memory, only an echo. I can feel the dreams of those who built this place, and those who built what it was built upon. The Jedi Temple stands as a beacon of the light side of the Force, but it was not always this way. Beneath the temple itself, there is a shrine. There is a bastion of the dark side of the Force. Can you not feel it? I could, as soon as I stepped into this place, surely you, she gestures to Itamu, surely you can feel it. The power. It was built many, many millennia ago. Long before the city of this planet was built, long before this place became what it was. That is what Torsion seeks. And I do not even know if she knows what it is or what she intends to use it for. But she seeks to claim this place for herself and claim that ancient power for herself and use it to rebuild the Kraft Empire.
The characters, would they know what the Kraft Empire is if, say, the players didn't?
Say the players getting by on, for
You know, just-
example, the prequels
I have
and the Family Guy parodies.
I have a passing knowledge of it. I've played Knights of the Old Republic, but for Andrew, I guess I'll allow him to tell us all what it is.
If you could illuminate the chat about the lore.
The Kraft
Oh, yeah.
is actually a term that you might be familiar with if you are familiar with the history of the Jedi. In fact, the most recent history of the Jedi. It's something that arose and was squashed within the last 100 years. To know about it, why don't you go ahead and give me an average knowledge lore check?
Yeah, can you slow down? The craft is actually a term we'd be familiar. What was the rest?
It is a term you might
just-
be familiar with.
I just
Oh, okay. I was going to get angry at you, but with a smile on my face. Thank you for not making me go down the dark side path there.
1 success and 3 advantages.
Hey,
Oh, actually, can we? Sorry. So for my 4 threats, it's actually only 3 because I get an immediate advantage because as a Thalothian, any other race that I deal with, I immediately get an advantage with anything in regards to persuasion, charm, stuff like that. So you take one of
Right.
those threats and you.
You get it out of
Get
here.
right out with it.
get out of here.
Good. That changes what was going to happen.
Yeet of that threat.
I obviously fell asleep during the history portion of the Jedi Academy. I got one threat from my attempt to figure out what we're talking about.
A threat from what you know.
Yeah.
Just
So
That's one part of this game system that seems a bit weird. Like
Terrified of
I've all
knowledge.
to remember. Oh no, 4 threats. What happens?
simple.
Like
You know 4 wrong things.
Oh, good.
okay.
There are ramifications for threats on knowledge rolls, and I will give you those ramifications, but I'm not going to tell you what that threat is.
Okay.
Or what the piece of
Okay.
knowledge that you know. Although, I mean, I'll be telling it to Kim, so you'll know which is the wrong one.
stupid brain.
But Rendul knows of the Krath. You know of the history of this Sith cult, or not even Sith, but dark side cult that grew out of the Empress Tita system within the last 100 years. It rose up very quickly and conquered the carbonite mines of this system. The Kraft Empire, which to call it an empire is a little bit giving it too much credit. But the Krath posed a major threat to the Jedi approximately 70 or 80 years ago, and a famous Jedi by the name of Ulic Qel-Droma went to deal with the Krath threat and ended up a part of it. He was corrupted by these people, and he was pulled into this cult. And then the great Jedi Nomi Sunrider was called on to go and deal with him and this threat. The Krath themselves is a cult started by 2 people, a brother and a sister, whose names are escaping me right now. Oh, no. Alima and Sital Keto. You know that they're both dead, and you know that as a result of his association with this cult, Nomi Sunrider cut off Ulic Qel-Droma's connection to the Force before he came back to the light side. Rendul, you know that this all has ties to one person you know, Senator Sunrider. But also, as far as the knowledge that you know goes, this cult was dealt with and destroyed. The fact that there are remnants of it is surprising to you. Kim,
I thought. Oh, sorry.
I forgot there was a threat here there for a second.
Tell me a lie.
Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. Lies. Tell me,
Kim.
tell me lies.
You know that the Krath came about from 2 Jedi who broke off from the Order to start it because of a divide that they had with one of the great Jedi Masters of the Order, Master Vandar. And you think that the Jedi were to blame for creating the Krath. Now, I pass it back to you guys.
The Krath. I thought that threat ended.
There are those of us that survived. Jedi do not kill children.
You are with them, then. You too hope to reclaim the power of the Krath.
It is She shakes her head. Yeah, it is not worth saying at this point.
And Utamba's gonna kind of just like look to Laura, and then kind of look to Randul to kind of get their feelings on her words, and get like a general sense of their emotions from their facial expressions, because Utambu's expression has changed almost now to pity, because she's just like us now.
Yeah, I think that Rendul is, hearing her story and this connection of what happened, and those that were essentially kind of left behind to deal with the aftermath. And I think that I realize that, it doesn't ultimately matter with her heightened senses, but Rendul mouths to Utambu, Sunstrider.
Laura's frustrated that this woman is like coming so close to explaining what it is that they're doing here, and then just like is stepping away from that and then not offering up the information, especially when, you know, her brother's life is at stake. Like, he's roped up in this now. What do you mean it doesn't matter? We could all be dead today. I thought we were all going to die yesterday. Why won't you tell us what everything you know, what all you're trying to do here?
No, what does not matter is... I told you why we are here. Torsion wishes to reclaim that power.
Is it just you and Torsion?
There is her brother, and there is Fien, and there is the gang. She thought that was funny, renaming it the Thrax Syndicate. Well, you are just going to... Well, no. I do not know what you are going to do. What you want, what you will... The future is clouded, but... Well... What do you intend to do with me?
If she were to get this power, get her hands on it, reclaim it, what do you think she'd do with it?
She smiles wryly. She would do whatever she wants.
And in doing so, she'd leave even more children, just like all of us in this room, to clean up the mess.
Does not really care for those who are in her wake. With Torsion it is power.
But
She
do you
seeks to
care?
claim it. Do I care about what?
What you leave behind?
She falters for a minute as if she has no idea how to answer that. I do not even... Mm. Rendul, you get the sense that no one has ever asked her a question like this before. No one has ever... The action of asking her opinion on this seems to stump her. She says, I have never had the luxury of caring.
You said yourself that this place, it resonates something, whatever it is that's at the core of the temple. Affects us, bleeds into us. Maybe they don't care about what they leave behind, doing whatever it is that they want to do. But 1,000 years from now, just like everybody who's held power, all that will be left of them is their story and how we perceive them and what they left behind. We should leave this place. Come up with a better plan. You should come with us. I think
Go
you
ahead.
care what you leave behind.
Go ahead and roll me a charm check. Same difficulty.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. 2 purple, 2 red.
2 purple, 2 red. And I'm not telling you guys how to play, but feel free to jump in with assists and things if you can think of ways that your characters would do so.
I don't know if it's like I don't want to like overstep with like what Utambu would say, because I know this is Rendul's moment, but like I in a way to like assist, Utambu just would have said, I believe I was shown the image of a young Miralukan girl who would have cared what got left behind.
Kanan will bubble supportively from the tank.
We are going to hope that was a speech bubble. Yeah.
The man who cut off your arm can't hurt you right now. He's walked away.
Kanan starts crawling out. Oh, great. Add 3 more. Add 3 more reds. Add 3 more reds.
He ignites his lightsaber in the tank and it's red now.
No. Back to it's what it does, you know.
It's the light.
I am going to use one of the force points as well to up one of my die.
So I'm so happy to see you guys spending these destiny points and giving me now a pool of 6 to use.
Yep.
What is that, 6 to 3?
6 to 3.
Yep.
Yo, sup, dudes?
Okay. Okay. 2 successes and 1 threat.
Cool.
Awesome. I'm going to just add that threat to the pool that I have built because I know what these threats mean.
How many droids, isn't it?
Turns her face directly to yours, Rendul. And it's as if she's making eye contact with you behind the mask. She says, I will come with you. And Laura, your comm link goes off.
I will.
Someone is trying to get in touch with you.
Yeah, I will move a little further away from this trio and answer it.
Are you still in the temple?
Yeah.
You
why?
see Kip's face pop up.
Yes, but I think we might be leaving. Why?
We're coming your way.
What?
I tried. I tried to get but I didn't want to risk my own neck.
No,
all right.
Yeah, no.
I'm on the. I got myself on the team, but there's 4 of us headed up towards the med bay. I managed to get away for a minute, but Torsion she is really, really angry that we haven't found Kadal yet, and we're coming your way. You need to get out of there fast or hide or something.
Scrog. Thank you. Love you. Oh, hang up.
Love you too.
We have to go. There are four armed. I know. I know. But then we need to hide because there are 4 armed people that are coming right here, right to the med bay. The good news is that one of them is my brother. So.
That is goodness.
Well, he probably won't shoot me.
Randur, your maps. Is there any escape routes that we may have missed?
Yeah, I will pull out the maps and start going over them.
Paper, really? Jeez.
Boy, and when I did. No, what was that on?
The map's
no,
still
that
on
was
here
on.
in State of Fed.
That was on the card that I had the 3 advantages on.
I mean, you do have 3 light side points still to play with.
Yeah, okay.
You stop at you.
I see what you're doing here.
Yeah, I mean, we still have. I think I look at Laura. 4 of the gang members.
Yeah, I think so. He said that Torsion was the one that sent them, but I don't think she's actually coming here. I hope not.
Good. We need time for Kanan to finish healing. And I'm gonna unsheath my lightsaber and start walking towards the door.
Ugh. Can't we just try
What's
to
he look like?
Kind of like me, a little taller, blonde hair, a scar, like right here.
All right, so Rendul is just posting up by the door. What are the other 2 doing?
Laura with a mustache.
Not Laura with a mustache.
We're not twins.
No, remember you all look the same. You're just different hairstyles. That's
yeah,
it.
we're just
And varying
palette
heights.
swaps of the same the same fighter.
Utambu is going to look at the mirror Luca and be like, I apologize for not getting your name. However, you may want to get to safety.
Yes. She takes a step back and then quickly walks to the back of the med bay and steps out of a door in the back into a corridor. Because if you remember, when I'll give you the quick layout again. From last week, there are 2 doors on either side at the far end of the med bay. There's a corridor that goes off on either side near the front where the staircase was going down. And there are the staircases, there are the stairs going down and up.
I want to go over to where Kanan is still in the Bacta tank and try to use my misdirect ability to make it appear empty.
Go ahead and roll your force check.
Correct.
Oh my god. There is a good boy. There is not a good boy.
2 light side.
2 light side.
I do it.
All right. So tell me, what does this look like, Kim?
I go over to where Kanan is still healing and place my hand on the surface of the Bacta tank, and there's just like a slight, like little ripple of energy, and then the Bacta tank looks completely empty.
All right. And now, before we go any further, I would like you to weigh in from the chat. What do you think the odds are that Will gets to play tonight?
Like none. I've got like 40 minutes left on the like 40 plus minutes left in character. This conversation's taken like 20 minutes tops.
Can we spend a destiny point to wake Kanan up earlier?
Nah, it's fine.
You could have just broke him out.
Good.
Yeah, I was like, I was not literally. I thought you were going over to like lightsaber just open and be like, "Wake up!" And he's just gonna be like, "Huh," just half baked, just like, "I'm not done."
I prefer my Kanan rare.
And I would say too, like, Will, if you would like to, I mean, Laura just did this awesome thing, but
Look,
if you would
it's
like to
fine.
at any point, Will is not unconscious, but Kanan is. If you want to spend a destiny point to wake up before you're fully healed, you just have one wound or something. So
Nah, it's more fun to watch the other three like kind of have to suffer. So they can eat it and just have to take care of my unconscious body.
He's just
It's
not
true.
actually all the way unconscious either. He's just like
Watching.
just,
Waiting for the dramatic
whenever we
moment.
look towards him.
He's
I
waiting
will
for a
ask-
dramatic moment.
Like, where's all of like Kanan's stuff? Like what's the chance that we have to leap out of this back to tank and just fight them bare fist? Because my lightsaber's like, I assume it's like near the tank, right?
yeah, I think it would be.
Okay,
It's
so I
not
can,
something that I had thought through, but yeah, that makes sense.
so I can jump out of it and at least grab my weapon before I get shot to pieces.
Yeah.
Cool.
Awesome. So the three of you kind of leap into action. Rendul posts himself up. Laura, you go and immediately try to hide Kanan with the Force. Utambu, I didn't ask. What are you doing?
Yeah, after I had told the woman to get to safety, he's gonna kind of like go over and like stand next to Randu and be like, there are better ways than just violence, correct?
Yeah, but if we want to try to get out of here, knowing we've got to come back, I think putting a little fear into him may not be the worst idea.
Just fear, or are you trying to defend the temple? Make Mom and Dad proud.
Sometimes something can be two things.
And Utambu will like pull his lightsaber out.
Listen,
You hear footsteps.
a lot of these people probably have no idea how far deep the Tyrek Syndicate goes or what all they've gotten themselves into. Just remember that.
Don't worry, Laura. No lethal force.
Okay.
Utambu puts his shotgun down. Oh man. I found this for nothing.
Solid slug as well.
And 4 humans come into view. 2 male, 2 female. The females both have their hair pulled back in tight ponytails, and the men have their hair cropped short. Except for one, whose hair kind of flows around his face, blonde and kind of like Laura in his look and general demeanor. He sees the two of you posted up there, and they each raise a blaster rifle. All right. I don't know who you are, but I'm going to give you one chance to get out of here.
That's interesting. I was going to give you the same option.
Go ahead and roll for initiative.
Oh,
I don't remember how to do that.
Can I roll in case I change my mind on that whole like light side thing? Like spend point? Or do
You
I
will-
wait later?
If you decide to spend a destiny point, Will, then you will just appear in the initiative at that moment. Now,
I think
go ahead.
I think it might be something that might happen like I might do it during a fight, but I think doing it like right now is a little bit nah.
All right. Well then, since combat was expected, everybody roll cool for me.
I really do
I
love
need to
just
do that as well.
Laura posted up probably once again with her gun. Like, I'm about to get so many shots to the back again. Y'all wait. Ooh.
All right. So, what did y'all get?
1 success.
1 success for Laura.
2 successes, 3 advantages.
Okay.
3 successes.
Nice.
Okay.
Cool as hell.
Interesting.
All right.
And the men and women on the stairs rolled 2 successes. Just straight. So, in this initiative, we will go PC slot, 4 NPC slots, and then 1 PC slot to end the round. We are in to the beginning of the first round of combat. A PC slot is up first. Who wants to take it? What do you want to do? I'll set the scene for you real quick. We have 4 people on the stairs coming up into this room. They are about 5 or 6 feet away from you because the stairs curve around. So they can just barely see the 2 of you at the top of the stairs. What do you guys want to do?
Well, I'm sure going to try this again. I'm going to do defensive circle to try to buff the defenses of those around me.
All right, go ahead and roll your lightsaber check. That is a hard check, correct?
It is. Okay, so 3 successes and an advantage. So I can bump up the defense of all 3 of us, but it's only by 1.
Okay. Awesome. So all of you get +1 melee and ranged defense. And now, Rev, you have another maneuver and you have an advantage that you could spend on something good if you wanted something good to happen.
I think that the the good thing, this is just kind of flavor. I think that the twin glows of this yellow, and then all of a sudden you have well, I don't know. I know that Utambu has his lightsaber out yet. Has he ignited it yet?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
All right, it takes you a second to ignite it.
Okay, never mind then. I know. No.
No. Okay. So yeah, I think the kind of the twin glowing yellow in this hallway, and then with the addition of this green that suddenly comes up as well, just gives one of them a moment of hesitation.
Okay, the first one will take a black die on their first attack.
Okay. And then for a move, I'm going to stay where I'm at.
All right. Sounds good. We are up to a second PC slot. Utambu or Laura, who wants to take it and for what?
Do you have anything, Kim?
I think it makes sense that Laura takes the final PC slot because I don't think I want to shoot at a group that my brother's in.
Great. I'll take this one then, I guess. Like that's gonna happen. So you've taken. So we're in we're in a stairwell, correct?
So you're just outside of a stairwell. You're back, because there is no door leading into this med bay. The med bay is basically the first room on this floor. So there's a corridor going in either direction, and then because this is an ancient building, there are stairs going down basically in a spiral in front of you, down to the left, up to your right.
Okay. How far away are they? Like range-wise?
Short range.
Range. Utambu is just gonna kind of like exhale. Your Miraluka leader. She made the right choice. She stopped opposing us. You should get out of here. And with a newly found strength, he is going to attempt to reach out and hurl one of the other guys into another guy and send them flying out of the room with the move force power.
Beautiful. Go ahead and roll your move check.
And so, from what I'm understanding in regards to force powers that make a check, it is a ranged attack, but is using my discipline.
So, yes, it is.
Okay,
And it is against their discipline.
gotcha. So once found Percy, what is your discipline? That's pretty
Or
good.
that was not quite right. It is only against their discipline if they are a force user or someone generally important. In this case, it is just an easy check as well as your force power check. So you'll roll a ranged attack roll using your discipline against one difficulty, and you'll roll your force die as well.
You were forced. Oh yeah, obviously force power.
Yes.
Damn. 3 advantages and a dark side.
Oh boy.
Kill.
So
You have so many good bullet points, so you can take a hit.
Oh, he's going to use it because the idea is that seeing them here and feeling that power well up, when he and the Miraluka like touched minds, as the Force does, everybody imparts something upon one another, and this is what she imparted upon him. And lashing out with it is something that he is not used to. So he fully would use dark side if he had to.
beautiful. So in that case, here's how it plays out with the dice that you've rolled. Didn't get a success. So when you use the dark side to pick up that one guy and hurl him at the other guy, you miss the other guy. But you're still picking up one guy and throwing him. So you're still going to do 10 points of damage to this guy.
Hey, which one did you pick up?
I don't know. They all look the same to me. You know, humans.
Oh, don't.
I'm kidding. I'm hoping Utamu is able to see the one that looks like Laura and is like, probably not that one. Probably not.
Mean. I don't think he's seen Laura's brother.
Yeah.
But
So-
he does know that it's like a guy, and there's 2 guys, 2 ladies.
And she did tell
So-
me that he would be coming.
So
Okay.
you can guarantee to not hit her brother as long as you discriminate by sex.
That's what my advantages are for. It's not Laura's brother.
Beautiful. Well then, yeah, you can definitely make sure of doing this by attacking the women.
Eeny, meeny, miny,
Holy
that's
oh
one.
boy.
Clip that.
That's not a sentence I ever
Yeah,
wanted
clip
to
that.
say in my life.
Clip that shit. Hey, Percy.
And roll credits.
Putting that in the cancel bank.
Yeah, all
Star
right.
Wars.
Can't.
All right. So yeah, you can definitely do that. So you pick up one of. I'm not going to get through this. I'm just going to say gang members. You pick up one of the gang members and
Same.
throw them. You do not manage to hit another one, but the one that you throw bashes against the wall and crumbles and starts rolling down the stairs.
Now, who wants to be next?
Ooh.
That's dark.
Parents.
That is the dark side. Because
And
Utambu feels good. Like doing that, Utambu straight up like, oh yeah, that's it.
And I think in Utambu's mind, you are realizing the full potential and full power that there is in the Force itself. This is something you've never done before. This is something you've never been able to do before. This is new, and this feels good. And as you're doing that, I'm going to spend your other advantages for you because that's the kind of guy I am. And you are going to get a free coercion check.
Okay.
And it is going to be of average difficulty.
Let's see what my coerge is.
Version's a willpower one. That'll be your
Mhm.
willpower thing.
Beep, beep. And you said it's of average difficulty?
Yes, 2 purples.
2 purples. Bop. Bop. Damn. 4 advantages, technically 5 advantages, 3 failures.
Oh.
I am the
Oh,
least
buddy.
intimidating Jedi, but I'm
Oh.
kind of hot, I guess. That's the advantage.
5
Evil-
advantages is nuts, though. That's
Yeah.
so good.
Like, what a fail.
Thank you, because you've just provided the first line for the opening crawl of next week. I'm not a very intimidating Jedi, but I'm kind of hot. Now, the coercion check does not succeed, so as we move on to these NPC slots, they do not retreat. They turn and fire back at you, but I'm going to take those advantages, unless you have, stop me if you have things that you want to use them for. I'm going to take those advantages and give them some heavy penalties on their attacks, because you have spooked them considerably. So they are each going to get 2 black dice as they fire at you.
Do it, baby.
One of them has an extra black die because of Rendul's shenanigans as well, right?
Correct.
So one of them's got 3.
No, I'm sorry. They all have 2 because there were 5 advantages here, and I was already counting the one from Rendul. So there's 3 of them, 2 each, 2 plus 2 plus 2,
Yeah,
2 plus 2
6.
plus
Yeah, because the
1
fourth guy,
plus-
the fourth
2 plus
person
1.
is not there anymore.
He's pretending to be a slinky right now,
Snap.
going down the
Yeah.
stairs.
We still hear the thunk, 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 thunk.
All right. Awesome. So they are each going to fire at you. First shot is at Utambu. Since he made himself rather big, the first shot is a failure with 2 advantages. And so as he fires at you, he makes you dodge into a place that gives his next companion an advantage and a blue die that he uses as he fires at you. And that one goes through with 4 successes and 3 threats. So he is going to deal
Can-
10 points of damage to Utambu as he fires away. And those threats, do you have any ideas that you want to use those threats for? I'm just going to open it up to you real quick.
So I was so baby,
10 minus soak. So
My guy.
10 minus soak, yeah.
my guy. I definitely think that I'm gonna take for one of the threats, as we're in such a narrow corridor and such, like one of the blaster bolts just hits the wall next to me and just debris right into Otambu's eyes. So he's definitely gonna take some.
Oh no,
kind of-
these are threats for me.
Oh, for you. Oh, I get to threaten you.
Yeah, I wouldn't ask you about
Finally.
your own threats.
Finally,
I'm
give
asking
me
if
your-
there's bad things you want to do to me.
Give me your wallet.
Ooh.
That's your threat.
Oh,
Give me
yeah.
your wallet. Otambu has a knife, a very little knife.
There's a lot of interesting ones. There's a list in the 11-page long manual. There's a little thing here. for things to do
Okay,
with
so time.
areas.
Let's rewind. All right, so I have +1 defense from you, right, Red Duel?
Yes.
You're
Mhm.
doing your handsome stuff. Sick, nasty, love it. I am going to reflect that. Where are you? Reflect that one. I'm gonna take 3 strain to reflect that, so I get -3 also on that. Because
Awesome.
I just got my ass beat. All right, I don't want to do it again. -3. So
Yeah.
for, I think in regards to the threats, so almost the exact same mentality though is that because we're in such close range to each other, especially them two, like firing like wildly. They're not a trained commando unit. They're a bunch of thugs. So like they're blasting all over the place, especially panicking and such. And so maybe a little bit of dust has, after like the blaster fire goes off all at once, there's that little smog that sets in front of them. And they're like, did we get him? And that's going to give Rendul a boost to whatever he's going to do next, especially
Okay.
with attacks.
And the last one will fire at Rendul then.
No, not
Just wanted to ask real quick. So you took 10, you -3, so 7, and then 7 minus your soak. So that's how many wounds you take.
Yep.
Okay, because just worried that you might take 7 wounds there for a second. I was like, oh boy.
No. I'm only
Straight back to tank.
I am taking. So reflect 3, soak 3, 1 defense. So I'm only taking 3.
I think the
That
one
defense has nothing to
defense-
do.
Yeah, the one
The
defense
range
just
just gives him
ups the
debuffs.
check.
Is that what
Yeah,
the +1 defense did from his?
Yeah.
Yeah, it just makes it harder for them to hit you.
Yeah,
Yes.
got it.
So you'll take
Defense.
4 wounds, I think.
So I don't get
He
that
was-
1 defense. Cool.
Mhm.
Shut up,
was
Percy. You're
Me 1 black die when I'm attacking you. So the last one fires at Rendul. I should say Kip fires at Rendul and misses wildly and pulls something as he goes to do so. And he suffers 1 strain. We are down to the last PC slot. Laura, what you want to do?
And do
Cool.
we recognize that as her brother? The reason I ask is because since he failed, I could deflect that blast at him and hit someone else.
You could.
I don't have to hit him. I don't have to hit the shooter. So yeah, I will deflect that blast. I'll spend the strain to deflect that at one of the other thugs who is not Kip.
All right. And you hit the other male thug, and he goes down and starts rolling down the stairs.
Jesus.
Oh, okay. Okay.
We really should put some bricks at the bottom or something to catch him.
Bricks.
Bricks.
Now, we are up to Laura.
Cool. Am I within range that I could fire upon the last remaining thug that is not my brother?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Cool. So I'm going to use my movement to pull my blaster out and then try to fire, move it to stun, and then try to fire at that person.
All right. That is 1 difficulty.
Okay. Let me just double check I'm rolling all the right things.
That was one of the people who just died and rolled down the stairs.
2 successes.
2 successes. How much damage you doing?
My blaster does 5 points, so it would be 7 with my 2 successes, right?
Okay. All right. And the last one collapses, but does not keep falling down the stairs. They just collapse. You are left with Kip. He's kind of warily looking at the 3 of you. And he raises his hands.
I sheath my blaster and then I hug him.
He clearly wasn't expecting that. And after a second, he hugs you back.
And then I pull back and I smack him.
Griff, what the? What is wrong with you?
Look, I was just... You should apologize to Rendul for trying to shoot at him.
I didn't hit him.
Yeah. But it looked like you're not that good of an actor. I know you weren't purposefully pulling that punch.
Look, I don't know it. Look, sorry, man. I don't know you though. I don't know him.
Yeah.
How was I supposed to know that was your friend?
Well, I told you that we were all in the med bay. Kip, hi everybody. This is my older brother, Kip. You can see that I get all the brains in the family. Kip, this is Rendul and Utambu. They were keeping me company when I was off planet for a year.
Oh, more of the Jedi.
Yeah.
And I am going to, since you've given me so many of them,
No.
Yeah.
No. No.
what would this equate to? I'm going to flip 3
No.
dark side points.
It's fine. Guys, it's fine. It's fine.
And he's going to look at you and say, "Look, you've got to get out of here now."
Yeah, we're planning on it, but we still have a friend of ours who's still healing in one of the tanks.
The big guys big
Andrew,
guy's right behind me.
Andrew, can I spend because you just flipped 3 dark side back to light? Can I flip one of them back to dark to have alarms go off near that back to tank as all the gunfire has woken someone up who's really fucking pissed?
All right, we're at 5 and 4. And Will, paint
Yeah.
us a picture.
I think during the gunfire it woke Kanan up, right? Because we've established that when you're woken up, it injects like NyQuil, I think people were joking about, back into the tank to put him back to sleep. So I think he wakes up still like a little bit wounded, kind of like sees like there's a blaster fight going off and that he's got all the stuff on and is like, oh, fight. And things are coming to close, but then he like sees like the drip of liquid that comes into the tank. And I'm gonna do this because it's fun, even though because I'm using light side force because I'm using force points I don't have to. But I'm going to use the fact that I have got the enhanced power pretty much max on my brawn to commit a force die to being really fucking strong. I'm going to flex this tank open and shatter it.
Why not?
If that's okay with you, DM.
Of course. Of
Would you like me
course
to-
it's okay with me.
Would you like me to roll a force die?
No, because you're committing it. You can just say you're doing that. And
Cool.
for any of you out there who have played Knights of the Old Republic 2, you know there's precedent for this. There's precedent for these back to tanks just shattering outwards because someone in there was just so powerful that they did it. And I love that Kanan is the next one to do this. Just and the glass goes flying in every direction
There
and
he
just
is.
peppers the walls. Like all of these, almost like bullets hitting the walls, just as it explodes outward and the liquid just gushes forth. And out steps Kanan.
I know we're not an initiative, but Kanan thinks he still is. So as my incidental, I can do for free. Quick draw my lightsaber. Right, everyone, where's the fight?
We're leaving.
Oh, got it. Can I get dressed?
Quick.
You are naked? Hey, where are you? You do not have to be naked.
I've
We
got
put you in-
underclothes, but I'm not going.
We put
I'm
you
not
in their
going
clothes.
full
Why did you
armor.
take those off?
I
Just,
feel like
I like
I didn't expect to be put in there like with full armor on, right?
Yeah,
Because I wear armor.
Just in his
Kanan's-
sleep, he was just stripping stuff off.
Yeah. Kanan's like, I can't sleep when I have clothes on, you know? Like, first the socks came off, and I was like, but I'm still hot, and then the pants came off. And, like, who sleeps with a shirt on? Like, honestly, a sociopath, that too.
You can't sleep like Winnie the Pooh just in a t-shirt.
Stop.
Oh bother!
Oh my god. All right.
I would like to flip all the light side points and end this game. Thank you. Good night, everyone.
Roll credits.
Uh,
All right.
I think also
We're-
I think if I could go on a little bit more, if that's all right. I think for the
Please
sake
do.
of like, I genuinely can't imagine like Kanan going into a back to tank wearing full armor. That's silly. But I think with the enhanced power that enhances brawn specifically, I think there is like a little bit where like the muscles on like the arms and bodies tense and a little bit of the clothing just rips just slightly
Yeah.
as he's coming out of the tank as well.
Yeah.
Like just as he like pulses and like the around the arms and the pecs and the biceps starts going a little bit threadbare. He's kind of like he goes, "Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll just put on the chest plate real quick."
Yeah.
And then
do that.
The Trax lightsaber goes off and does that.
Are we just the hottest Jedi group of all time? Like, I know we had to compete with like Ewan McGregor and just existing, but like pretty
I'm
close.
sweating over here.
I look back at Kip. The big guy. Who's the big guy?
The Zabrak. He's Uh, what's his name? Fien.
Got it. Is he another Force user?
Yeah, I haven't really seen him use the Force much, but he could rip a guy right in half.
Awesome. Well, I don't really want to see that happen either. Are you coming with us or are you staying?
I am. And you hear a voice behind you say, "It might be wise if not all of us went. Someone has to tell the story, do they not?
Yeah.
Saying just dead bodies might give the wrong impression." As Kadal steps up next to you. What the crap am I supposed to say? What?
Yeah, Utambu will look to Laura, and he'll be like, "He is your brother. If you want him safe, now is the time to bring him."
No, that makes sense to sell this story. It's just Kip, I'm terrified.
Come on. When have you ever known me to die?
Not yet.
We're Solaris. We always make it out alive.
Yeah. Okay, so what's the story here? What should he tell Fien?
Well, it seems to me like we have two options. Either we lie or we tell the truth. Now, I'm
Yep.
not saying that lying is a bad thing to do, but either we say that, oh, a bunch of mechanical faults happened, or we tell them that it's not going to be easy for them. And that when people want to do things to assert power over others and control things and do bad stuff, people always are going to stand up to fight them. So it's very arrogant of them to assume that they could have done this so easily. That's what I would say.
I look at Kip. You got all that?
By the way, is she... are we cool? Is everything fine? With...
Yeah, Kanan,
Hello?
this is my older brother Kip.
Oh, no, I was talking about the woman that I cut the hand off of earlier. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She
you
turns.
you will owe her an apology later.
Yeah.
Yes, sorry, by the way, I did...
But I said later.
Okay.
She turns to you and says, "I think you dropped this," and she offers you her hand. All right, got one of you with that.
Thank you.
What was the name of the pilot that Laura
yeah,
knew?
I'm on that.
Amanda.
Yeah.
Ex Valerian.
Max.
Okay.
Oh, that pilot.
The not dead one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to hug Kip and kiss him on the cheek. Keep the channel open, okay?
Yeah, always.
Yeah. Okay. Stay safe. Don't try to be a hero or anything.
I'm no hero.
Yeah.
That was always your job, remember?
Yeah, I know.
You could be.
No.
We should probably put him under a back to tank and leave the hand here as well. What?
That
want
is
to make
not
it-
a bad plan.
Okay.
We want to stage it.
Just put that on the ground.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's a good idea. Can you?
Yeah. So Tabu's gonna like go over with somebody else and pick that back to take up and tell him it is going to be quite uncomfortable, Mr. Kip. I apologize. I would know.
And Kadal says, "We should make it look convincing, though." And she reaches out her hand, and he just goes flying through the air towards the back to tank.
Oh.
Bonks his head off of it and drops to the ground. You may set it on him now.
You and I are also going to have a talk about that. Tabu drags it and puts it on his as gingerly as you could put a back to take on somebody. I imagine it's like 300 to 400 pounds. Will someone help me move this? I do it.
Yeah.
Yes, I can. I can definitely help you with that.
Just
I
Kaden.
can help you
Yes,
with
I
picking stuff
can.
up.
While they're all doing that, I would like to flip a light side point and get in contact with Pax.
All right, so you call him up and he answers immediately. Hello.
Hey,
Are you having fun in the temple?
we're definitely having a time,
Oh.
but I don't suppose you're near the temple and like available for a pickup like immediately, like right now, like.
Well, since you flipped the light side point, yes, I am.
Hell yeah, knew that would happen.
I never
Hey,
left. Couldn't find a parking spot.
I felt the
Stayed up there.
reverberations through the roof.
I've just been circling the tower.
I'll be there in 5 minutes. If you want to get to that same landing platform,
Yeah, sounds good. Thanks, bud.
get ready to jump. He signs off.
We gotta go.
Yeah, start moving everybody back up the stairs.
I'll be picking up this back to tank and putting it on someone.
Yeah, Utabu is helping you.
Like real
No,
casual.
not too much on the face. Not too much. He has to breathe. Okay, now.
Okay, no, understood. Yes, no. Avoid the diaphragm. What's a do we know what diaphragms are?
Yeah. Kenan.
You?
I don't know. I don't know
Kenan, you are
Star
a
Wars.
you are a grown man. Being a Jedi does not make you an idiot. I know what taxes are too, okay? Like, come
Damn
on.
it, Otombo! I'm a Jedi, not a doctor. And
I'm going to assume you know what it is since you knew the word. We're okay.
Making stuff up as he goes.
Do you want me to roll anything?
To know
To not
diaphragm.
kill my brother.
No, to pick up a back to tank and put it on a dude, because I assume that's hard.
Yeah, make me a hard athletics check.
Cool.
Shit. 4
Like
failures.
4 successes, 3 advantages. Does that do it?
Yes.
Uh,
And really,
Oof.
I believe that with Kanan's raw ability right now, he could do this easily. I didn't have to make him roll the check. But I feel bad because Will hasn't gotten to roll a check yet tonight.
Thank you.
Welcome
Thank
to
you
the
very
show.
much.
For all you new GMs out there, sometimes you just gotta let your players roll dice. It makes them feel good. That's my knowledge and wisdom for this session.
Imagine if I tanked that check, like rolled like 4 failures, and I was like, ah,
He would have died.
Yeah.
Then we
All
would have
right.
experienced what PvP would be like.
Yeah. What can I spend my advantage on? I don't. He doesn't die. I missed the diaphragm.
Okay.
It's very believable.
There we go.
The 5 of you start running up the stairs at this point. 4 Jedi and this woman named Kadal on your heels, running floor after floor after floor. You make it up to the landing platform, and you see Pax's ship screaming to a halt right as you get out there. I'm not even going to make you roll to get on this ship because you all are just in the moment and you run towards it and leap onto the extended landing platform. Get yourselves in there and he takes off through the atmosphere. As you recover from the shock of being thrown against the walls and the crates in this ship, you hear a voice call out, "Hello."
Ugh.
And Pax, the little Chandra fan, comes into view. I'm sitting on autopilot. Right now we're just heading off to the south. But where would you like to go? Did you have fun in the temple? Tell me all about it.
We made that friend.
Oh. Hello.
I was trying to get you to talk to yourself. Didn't work.
And I did not take
Like,
the bait.
not gonna do that.
Close.
So, what's the plan now? Where are we going?
Can I ask a question?
You just did. Good night, everybody.
Why exactly are we leaving? I thought we were expecting resistance. Why are we heading out right away?
Because the group that's in there, it's a group that we thought was gone maybe 70 years ago. And the person who dealt with them is our friend in the counselor's building.
It works for me. Can I have another talk with her then? That reminds me. Can I have that lightsaber back, please, Rendell?
Yeah, I will take it from the back of my belt and hand it over.
Thank you. I'm just going to holster that up.
That blade. May I see it?
I'm going to hold it. I'm going to look to the rest of the group for like confirmation, like a nod or a shake. Hand it towards her, like, remaining hand.
Thank you. She starts running her thumb across the shaft up to the child.
Mm-hmm.
She's
Mm-hmm.
the hilt.
Going with that?
The hilt.
There we go.
I'm going to use the word hilt.
Yeah.
Running her thumb across the metallic hilt,
There we go.
Mm.
taking herself out of the moment.
Watch the
And
switch.
she looks up at you and says, "Where did you get this? It is..." Persian would love to have this blade. It has been touched by Keldroma himself. I can see him holding it.
I found it under a table.
She hands it back to you. Do you know Ula Keldroma?
I'm just going to assume no, because... No. Not really.
I trained under him for a time. A short time. He was a great warrior, a great Jedi, a great master of the Force. I apologize for getting carried away. It is a presence I have not felt in many, many years.
Or reach out. I'm Kanan like is kind of waiting for a moment where it seems like she's done with it, and will reach out to take it back.
She hands it back over to you, offering no resistance.
I'm sorry. I couldn't like let you have this or anything. I'm carrying it for a friend.
All right, I do not care for blades. It was merely a remembrance, not a desire to have it. I wish for you to keep it. Perhaps to... well... And Kipper pipes up. Well, no one has told me where we're actually going.
Well, are we talking to our
think we
contact in
should.
the Senate?
Yeah.
Are we taking her?
We can't just leave her alone.
Yeah.
Do you think? And I'll just ask her.
Do I think what?
I'll turn to the others. How open are we being with her? Just 'cause I really I'm trying to work out exactly what the vibe is here, and it's very difficult. I feel like I've missed a lot, like about an hour and a half's worth of stuff.
Yeah.
You left the temple with us. You agreed to step outside and breathe the air here and take a moment of thought for yourself about what it is you want to leave behind. Our friend is Sunrider.
Well, not Nomi, but her daughter.
She tenses when you say Sunrider and then relaxes at Laura's interjection. That is a name I have not heard in quite a long time. But you do not have to worry that I will fly into a rage and kill this friend of yours. I am not sure who I am anymore. What I expect to happen, what I want to happen. But I do know I can no longer go back to where I was, so I guess we will see.
Okay. Pax, can you drop us off near the Senate?
Oh, sure.
I don't like Darth Pax.
Darth.
I know, I have to pull it back to speak as Pax.
It's just that's it. That's the final episode. Oh dear, you found yourself in a predicament.
I am the Senate. Again, watch the prequels.
Everything is
Got those on.
proceeding exactly as I have foreseen it.
Got the prequel memes down on luck. That's what I can do. That's what I'm bringing to this party.
And in little time at all, he gets you to the Senate building here on Coruscant. Drops you off. Are you asking him to wait like a taxi or pick up other fares?
I mean, we still have to head back to that temple at some point, and I think the longer we wait is the longer time they have to shore up their defenses and know what to expect, you know?
There's a lot of new information. Rushing back will get us killed.
I don't think we have the credits to keep Pax on retainer indefinitely, so thanks for the ride, and maybe I'll be back in touch a little later, okay?
Okay. Have a wonderful time here at the Senate building.
Yeah.
There's lots to see.
Yep, we're having quite the sightseeing tour for my friends off planet.
And the landing pad, what is that called? It
Landing
comes
gear?
down.
That thing.
No,
The
ramp.
ejector seat.
the ejector,
The ramp,
the landing
the-
gear. Thank you, ramp. The ramp goes up.
Americans.
A real short sentence ended up taking a very long time, and his the PT cruiser takes off into the air,
Mm-hmm.
and you guys are left outside the Senate building. This is odd. I have not been around this many people before.
People are great.
Oh, most of them.
You're not alone in not being used to being around many people, but please, if you will have us, continue the journey with us, at least until you find what it is you're looking for.
She pulls her cloak back, tucking her hand and her now other arm inside. Says, "Very well, I will follow you." What do you guys want to do? Are you heading just right up to the office?
I
To meet with Sunrider.
think so.
All right.
Did-
Then
Did she give me a way to contact her? Because she gave me a whole bunch of data and stuff. Did I get her digits? Probably not.
You silver-tongued devil, you.
I don't recall that necessarily, but I don't think it would be out of the realm of possibility.
If you want to spend a destiny point, you mean?
Just saying.
How many dark side would that bring you up to?
6.
I mean,
6.
yeah.
He's gonna flip them
Oh,
all
we
in the
could-
last 20 minutes.
We can just, like, put a request in at the state. Like, we can just do what we did last time, right? Which I don't remember. But it got us the audience the first time. And,
Yeah, you have no problem getting up there to her office if that's what
Yeah.
you're worried about.
yeah. Just want to go say hi.
Just kick the door in, just be like, Ryder, Sunrider, holy fuck, do we have something to tell you?
I'm rocking 5 brawn at the moment, guys. Don't tempt me.
Just feels the door open.
Our new addition to our party, is she getting any like stares from the people like in the Senate building as we're walking through?
No.
Okay.
The nice thing about the Senate building, you have people from all over the galaxy here. It's a very eclectic mix. There are pretty much every species you can imagine
Cool.
are here in this building. She doesn't get an odd look.
Cool. Then I won't worry about trying to cloak her. Let's go.
All right.
No.
Purpose.
So, thank you, Pax. As you guys make your way up, you find yourselves very quickly at the door of the senator from Harath. You push the little buzzer on the outside, and a protocol droid opens the door in front of you. Hello! Welcome to the office of Senator Sunrider. How may I assist you today?
Is the senator in?
The senator is in at present. Would you like me to announce your presence?
Hello, we've got a special delivery. And I'll have the lightsaber I got from her room just in my hand.
Don't show that openly. Come on.
No, I'm not like holding it, like fucking giving it to the droid. I'm just gonna like.
No, you're just like waving a weapon around, so he's always kind of like, no, wait, we show that later.
Okay.
Remember, you not dead religion and such, you know, the incognito, the disguises, the hat. That's what the hat is for.
Oh, well, do we just change back into our disguises? I didn't.
Oh, I just love the hat. I don't.
Oh, okay.
And at this point in the conversation, the droid returns with Senator Sunrider. I must confess, I did not expect to see you again, especially so quickly. Tell me, my friends, what brings you here today?
First, I can speak first, if that's all right.
Well, let's take it not in the hallway.
Yeah, can we go?
Yeah, of course.
inside?
That's.
Of course, please come in. And she turns and leads you into the office. The 5 of you step in. I should say the 6 of you, because I keep forgetting the B3NY is with you.
Always.
The 6 of you step in to this office, and the doors shut behind you. And as they shut, we fade to black and fade back up inside the medical bay in the Jedi Temple. Now, at this moment, we see Laura's brother, his bruised face sticking out from under the Bacta tank. We're focused in on his face for a moment, but then we see the tank just hefted in one quick, easy motion and thrown across the room, crashing into the wall. Kip's eyes start to just barely open, and we see a dark orange hand grip him around the neck. And, well, Kim called it. I'm going to flip. I think 3 is an appropriate number of dark side points. Thank you for giving me such a nice pool to work with. As Kip is lifted up into the air, we pull back on the face of a massive Zabrak. Now, if you're unfamiliar with the Zabrak race, just picture Darth Maul, except in this case, he does not have the red and the black tattoos. He has thin tattoos running all over his body and dark orange skin and massive, well, not massive, but 2 to 3 inch horns larger than Darth Maul's jutting out all over his head. This man is clearly a foot or so taller than Kip and hoists him up easily into the air so that Kip's eyes are level with his. He pulls him in close as Kip's eyes drift open and then snap wide. And the Zabrak says, "You're going to tell me what happened here." And we fade to black. End of session 4.
Oh.
Man, I can't believe Kim's brother's fucking dead.
Yeah.
You're like, and I flip them all, and
Snap
he's
his
ripped in
neck.
half, fade to
I
black.
genuinely thought you could like I spend 3 dark sides, just snap his fucking neck like a twig. I thought that was where you're going. I was like, Jesus Christ.
If I had done 4, that's what would
Man.
Counter flip. It's okay.
Kip has been the subject of 2 cliffhangers now. Can we get
Hey.
a third? All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining us for episode 4 of the Omniverse Chronicles Star Wars Force and Destiny. A very special thank you to our new followers, Luna Leche and TV's Robert, our subscribers, Penguins, who just resubbed, happy 1-year anniversary, Hestia Bones, and TV's Robert. And thank you for the host, Bluebirds Fly.
No.
Everyone, go around and remind chat where they can find you and follow you and see what you're up to.
All right. I am Andrew Mours. You can find me at Andrew Mours on Twitter, at Andrew G. Mours on Instagram, and that's, if you're looking for me, that's where you'll find me.
Yeah, you can find me pretty much everywhere as Love Analysis. And I occasionally look like this when I'm streaming on this specific podcast, but not on many other times. It's very late in the UK. I'm going a little bit insane.
Hi, Percy Davis, wrestler, commentator, talkie guy, all that good stuff. You can find me on Twitter at Big Purse Universe. You can also find me on Independent Wrestling TV at Big Purse or Percy Davis, whichever one, if you want to see me get my ass kicked or do commentary and whatever. That's it. That's me.
And I'm Rev. You can find me at Rev Deshane or at The Crit Show. And you can find me, if you go back to when I was in high school, you can find me as one of the co-hosts on the morning announcements.
Good.
I'm just going to try to pick the most random thing I can think of to talk about each time.
Excellent.
I will say that's my favorite of your credits, Rev.
And I'm Kim. You can find me on Twitter at Kim_Dalton or at The Crit Show. What is The Crit Show? Fantastic question. It's the stream that you're watching right now. It's also an actual played podcast. We play Monster of the Week and other Powered by the Apocalypse games. New episodes every Wednesday. You should check us out if you're not already a listener. Looking ahead for the rest of the week in terms of streaming. Tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern is going to be our monthly Crit Show AMA. I'm going to be here along with Rev and Tass, and we're going to be playing some Back for Blood and hanging out with chat and A-ing some cues. And so please join us and ask us a whole bunch of things. Once a month, a child makes a wish, and I'm forbidden from telling a lie, and it's always conveniently on the AMA day. Thursday.
That is one of my favorite running jokes. Is that every month Kim is liared.
Thursday, the 2nd at 7 p.m. Eastern, will be Mystery Detectives with myself and Megan. We finally escaped the labyrinth of lies, but now we are trapped in Nancy Drew sea of darkness. So the theme is I'm on a boat, and I am definitely just using that excuse to do a cosplay of my Perilous Tides character, because why not? She's on a boat often. And then next Monday, we are actually taking a break from Star Wars Force and Destiny. So we're going to be doing a Monday night stream. I'm probably going to be here. Probably a few other cast members are going to be here, and we're just going to hang out and play some games. The good news means that that Star Wars Force and Destiny is now extending into the new year. Our last episode is going to be on January 3rd, 2022. So very excited about that. What a way to bring in the new year. Yes, Andrew?
I just realized I start my new job on January 4th
Good.
of the new
Convenient.
year. And I'm going to be absolutely wrecked for the first day of my new job
Hey.
after the last
We like to hear.
episode of Force and Destiny. I did not think this through.
So while you guys are doing your stream next week on Monday, me and Percy are going to work on Percy's apology statement for his ludicrous discrimination that he showed during that fight earlier in the stream. So work with me on that. We could we'll script your apology bit.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Other announcements. Hey, if you want to get yourself some Crit Show merch, our Cyber Monday sale is ending in 3 hours, 11 minutes, and 7 seconds. Yes, I do have the window up right now, and you can go ahead and click that link and go ahead and shop all of our sales. Everything in our store is at least 5% off, and the discounts stack the more things that you get. We've got some brand new, very cool stuff in the merch shop, like Crit Crew merch, as well as game mats, as well as gift cards. If you don't know what to get and you just want to foist that decision upon someone else, you can make them get you a gift card. Am I missing anything?
If you are here, listen to me, chat.
Oh boy.
If you're in this chat right now and you're in our Patreon and you have not filled out your Patreon survey, I beg you to do it, because we're going to make changes and you want to have a voice in those changes. So fill out your survey.
And if I may, if
I
you are
rest my
not
case.
a Patreon subscriber to the Crit Show and you are watching this show, you need to subscribe to the Crit Show's Patreon to get access to the Crit Show Discord server, where there is currently a picture of
The best
Kadal
picture.
with no hand on one of her arms, and there is a picture of Laura and Kip Solaris mirrored right next to each other, and I'm not going to spoil what that twin picture looks like.
Pretty
But
incredible.
let me just say, it's insane, and I almost just lost it looking at
Yeah.
that. So if you're not a Patreon subscriber, go subscribe to the Patreon for the Crit Show and see stuff like that.
Yep, that link is in chat right now. Patreon.com/The Crit Show. Discord access starts at just $1. $1 a month is all that it takes to get access to the most aggressively welcoming community on the internet. $5 a month would also get you access to a whole bunch of bonus audio content that we do, including all of our we have a pirate show, we have a superhero show, we have an entire series where we do little mini arcs in various games. There's hundreds and hundreds of hours of bonus content. I'm not kidding. It's ridiculous at this point. So go ahead. Chat is saying best dollar you'll ever spend. Look, I can't disagree. So if you're not a patron, go ahead and join us, please. And look at that picture of Kip and Laura, which is canon
I
now,
want that
I
to
guess.
be
That's what they
your
look like.
your Twitter banner.
Very intense. I
Um,
do think that should be canon.
Yeah. We're
So
5
good.
years apart in age, but just the resemblance is uncanny between the two of us. All right. If you missed any of this episode, or if you want to rewatch old episodes, go ahead and head over to youtube.com/The Crit Show and give us a subscribe if you have not already done so. This episode will be going live Thursday morning. And while you're there, you can also check out previous episodes of Force and Destiny, as well as all of the previous installments of the Omniverse Chronicles, including iHunt, including Masks, including Crossroads Carnival, and our most recent one, Afterlife Wandering Souls. You can also find various TTRPG one-shots that we've done on that channel, plus some video game Let's Plays. So go ahead and give us a subscribe there if you have not yet already done so. Amanda snuck in with some bits while I was doing announcements, so thank you, Amanda, for your donation. And I think that's it. So thanks, chat, for joining us. Just a reminder, we will not be doing episode 5 of Star Wars Force and Destiny until the week after next. But please join us next week for some chill video game hangouts. Have a good night. May the Force be with you.